Hello.
We're live. I'm so excited to talk about this book.
I know if you like checked out the Goodreads page, people were like, you are not alone in wanting to just jump to the next book. And I'm like, yes, I have now corrupted you all.
I know. It's so bad. I want to see it so badly.
So are you going to like read the next book as soon as we get off this here?
Probably. I'm going to start it really soon.
Like I said, have you already started?
No, I haven't. I have not, because I really didn't want to get like
ahead of it and then spoilers for people.
Yeah.
Hi everybody.
Hello. I'm having issues with my computer.
I'm so glad that everybody is loving this.
Yes, it's so good. Zara.
Oh, Haley just finished it.
Ooh.
This is my second time rereading, like reading it in general, and I don't know if I'm gonna do the book.
When is it? What's the dates again?
I don't know. Does anybody know?
Let's see. Tomorrow. It starts tomorrow, and it's a week long, right? You know what? I think I might participate. I'll try and participate as much as I can.
Well, I was already planning on yeah, Haley's doing a reread. Cool. It's been so long since I've reread it. So I was planning on vlogging, like starting vlogging tomorrow anyway, so I might as well try to do the booktubeathon.
Yeah.
But I have a really, really messed up schedule, like work schedule. Yeah. So I work till midnight tomorrow. And then
you work till like 4 a.m. anyways, don't you? Like 2 a.m.
Not that bad, but like usually till midnight. But then Monday and Tuesday I work from 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. So you know.
Are y'all restocking?
No, we have like repairs and stuff, and so I have to be there. So back to back. So I mean I'll have time, but my schedule is going to be so off. So I think it'll be weird to watch a vlog with like I'm going to sleep until 4 p.m. today to try to get normal sleep times. We'll see. I don't know what my work week's going to be like. Nice. You took the perfect time to do like your vacation, Haley.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
No way. Are you drinking tea in your mug?
Yes!
That's ironic there.
That was not planned. It was not planned, guys.
What tea are you drinking?
Peppermint.
Oh, see, I love peppermint stuff, but peppermint tea is too watery for me. I'm drinking, it's hot cinnamon.
Oh, that one's good.
It's like hot cinnamon sunset. It's from Harry and David's tea.
Cinnamon is really good. Tea.
I love cinnamon tea.
Yeah, I've been like, I need to film. Like, I have no videos to post, and so I was planning on doing like a Dewey's 24-hour readathon vlog, because we just had like the Dewey's reverse readathon yesterday to today, but I failed miserably. So I'm like, I was just gonna add those couple clips into like my normal readathon, but I might just scrap those or maybe add it to it and then do a booktubeathon vlog maybe. And then like tomorrow. What?
It's been a hot minute since I vlogged.
Yeah, and then that'll give it like, I think maybe I'll do like a TBR like tomorrow, like in my booktubeathon TBR. That'll be like a really short, quick video that I can like film, edit, upload while I'm like coming up with other ideas.
Yeah. Yes, Alice. I love all cinnamon teas. I've like fell in love with it like a few years ago, and that's like my favorite.
Especially during the like the cinnamon, have you ever had like the apple cinnamon spice one?
Well, a lot of mine has apple cinnamon in it.
Starbucks messed up your chai latte.
Sad.
No.
Okay, so do we want to go through
yes.
and what did you rate Golden Lily?
5 out of 5 stars.
Same. I did five too. Which I think I only did 4 something on last month's, like the first Bloodlines, but this is totally 5 out of 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to check out the Bigelow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody does 5 stars.
It's one of my favorite brands. Haley is Bigelow. Sorry, guys. I'm eating dinner.
You're fine.
It's like 9 o'clock here, so I'm hungry. Yeah, so who's your favorite character? Adrian. Of course.
I mean, I love Adrian.
Hannah.
But my favorite, like, I really, like, Sydney is one of my favorites. Obviously, I love Adrian. But I also really like, why am I blanking on her name? The new Guardian.
Oh. Jasmine?
Jasmine. That's not her name.
No, it's not her name. Alice, first of all, salted caramel. Oh my God. Yes.
Ooh, that sounds great. What is her name? Oh, that's gonna bother me. Angeline. Thank you,
okay.
Katie.
I was Googling it right now.
I do like Terwilliger too. I enjoy her quite immensely.
Angeline?
It's and Terwilliger too.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I like Trey too.
Yeah.
They're all great.
Wait, Trey. Okay, guys, spoilers. Spoilers, right? Trey is not the villain. Yes, he is.
Trey's the one that works in the coffee shop.
No.
Yes.
Trey is her partner.
No. That's Brayden.
No, Brayden was her boyfriend.
Yeah. Can we talk, please? Can we just, since we brought this up, Sydney and Brayden's relationship, besides us being biased that we want Adrian, what do we think about it?
Okay, at first I was like mad because I'm like, oh, they work really well together. Like they actually complement each other really well. But then he's kind of a dick. So, but I will say she blew him off a lot.
She did. Like if it was a normal relationship and we didn't like understand what it was she was going through, like a reverse this, and if the guy did that to the girl, we'd be like, he's an asshole. Why are you with her? Or why are you with him?
Right. But it was for family reasons. So he should have been more understanding, but she should have been like, she can't just be like, oh, I'll be an hour late. Oh, I'll be 2 hours late. Oh, I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to cancel. Just cancel right away. Don't leave people hanging.
Yes, I agree with you. I think they worked on paper, but it just was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, yeah. So I think what bothered me was when she went to the Halloween dance and then he was like, your costume's not really historically accurate. And I was like, oh my gosh, asshole moment. So I was just telling Gabby that Trevor is in the middle of reading this too for the first time, and so that's why I would bookmark it. It's because he's reading this one. But I've re-listened to it, so I've read this once already, and I've read it. Well, I've listened to 250 pages worth again in this same month. And that counts on Goodreads. That counts on Goodreads. Put that you've read it twice this month.
I know. So we've been listening through it, and I like was watching out for like favorite parts, and because I've just listened to it, like it was so fresh in my mind of what was coming next. One of my favorite parts of this book is during the Halloween dance, and it's Adrian is baiting Brayden and is like, so you're saying that my sister looks like a hooker, and I was like living for it. Like I was loved that part.
Yeah, and then he brought in and he was like, well, what about the other Egyptians or whatever, the ones that worked not in the house, or like they had that conversation before in the car, and he brought out that knowledge. I was just like, yes.
I loved it. And I also liked, like, the dynamics is so good in this book. And the character growth that we see is so good. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, there's so much we could talk about. The character growth that Adrian is willing to learn. He's like, you make learning fun. Like, I want to be interested in the things you're interested in. And I'm like, good relationship vibes. Like, that's so good.
Oh my God. The monologue that he gave at the end, well, it's not monologue, but what he told her, he was like, you asked about Rose, and well, I was in love with the idea of her, and but what he told her, he was like, you make me want to be better. Like, oh my God. I was like reading that with like the biggest grin on my face, and I was just like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yes, Adrian knowing how to drive a stick and like him wanting to have Sydney like tell, like, yes, like I love that
all along, because the second they were leaving and he got into his car and he drove it, I was like, oh, he's faking it.
Yes, but like, so do we like that, or do we like hate that?
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Like, I liked that it was like his ploy to like get her to like be around more, and like that he needed her type of thing.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was harmless. It was cute.
I also really like that we see Adrian so vulnerable in this book, and we get to see him not be able to like flaunt his money around like he did with Rose, and that he has to like, will you spot me this one time, Sage, and like asking Sydney for rides and Sydney to like pay for him and stuff like that. I think humbles him, and it like, I loved that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. I actually thought it was more endearing. I like Adrian without money better.
I agree.
Yeah, I like him without money. And actually, I like Adrian in this book way better than Bloodlines, because in Bloodlines, he just moved, and he's going somewhere he doesn't want to go. He's living in a place he doesn't want to live. He wants to be by himself. He's getting used to the bond, and there wasn't as much sass. Like, we didn't get that like Adrian flirtatious sassiness. And then in this book, like, oh my gosh, that sass and that banter between him and Sydney. I'm like, yes, this is the kind of Adrian that we got in Vampire Academy with Rose, and I want more of it. Like, his sass as a defense mechanism.
Yes, I loved it. The one big thing, like reading through it the second time, is I had the issue and I didn't catch up on it. Like, this is technically my third time reading it. I didn't catch it the first two times. And that was between Angeline and Eddie and their like relationship thing going on. And the fact that like I'm still team jailbait Jill and Eddie together. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't like Angeline and Eddie at all. I don't like
no. But the issue that I really had with it is that if the roles would have been reversed and it was a guy coming onto a girl like the way that Angeline did, it would have been a lot not as well received. And that upsets me so much that I didn't catch it the first two times that I read it, and it didn't bother me the first two times. And it shouldn't be like that. And it's because of the social norms of guys just like this behavior from women. But you can see how uncomfortable Eddie is in this, and Sydney doesn't believe Eddie. And it just reading that made me so upset because I don't know if you guys know the part I'm talking about. It's when Eddie talks about you'd be surprised how many times she tries to push her body up against mine. And Sydney, the immediate response Sydney has was, well, I'm sure that he's just like reading too much into it, that she's not really doing this. That is so not okay, because if the roles were reversed, we would absolutely believe a woman that said that about a guy, and we didn't believe Eddie in this. And that really rubbed me the wrong way that it was saying that. And she checks herself, so I like give props to Rochelle Mead, because she says, like, I should have just believed Eddie. He was telling the truth. And I like that we got that acknowledgement, but I just wish we would have seen it like broader, that if the roles were reversed, we never would have questioned it. And we questioned Eddie and saying, oh, that was basically nothing. And then it took Sydney to see it happening to believe Eddie, and that's so not okay. And that like just really irked me that we didn't get that. I mean, at least we see Rochelle Mead have Sydney recognize that she should have believed Eddie, but it should have been a bigger picture. I wish we would have drawn in that the social norms is it's always okay for women to be that suggestive to men, because men just like that behavior, and just that's the accepted terms. But that's so not okay, and I wish we would have like pushed it a little farther.
Yeah, I 100, and that's why I don't like Angeline and Eddie together. Like, where is this coming from? Like, he was, for a good chunk of the book, he's talking about how Angeline makes him uncomfortable. He doesn't like how she's too aggressive, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and then he's in love with Jill, and then out of nowhere they're going out, or they go on a date, or they're holding hands, or whatever. I'm just like, what? Why is this necessary? I feel like I'm assuming it's to create conflict and create a little bit of drama for the future books, because I'm hoping, or I'm assuming, we're going down the road of Eddie and Jill together at the very end, possibly. And so, that's too easy. We got to bring in something else, So Eddie and Angeline, like, I don't know. I'm hoping that's not going to be a triangle like Adrian was with like Dimitri and Rose. Even though
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope that like in the next book, they realize like, oh yeah, we went on one date, didn't really work out. We're just going to be friends and just like do our job. Because that's another thing. Like, I feel like she's just not really, I don't know. Eddie is just so, passionate about his job, and he's so like, Lissa's his number one. Sorry, not Lissa, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Angeline, there's been times where she like kind of takes it at like, she doesn't take her job seriously. So I'm just like, she like kind of like redeems herself at the very end, where she like does really well when they save Sydney, but it's still kind of like, I don't know. I would still personally be put off by that,
Yes, and you also have to look like they're coming from two totally different backgrounds too.
Mm-hmm.
So Eddie obviously is going to be a lot more serious about the job, and he's seen what happens when you're not serious. So they're just, in general, they're just at two very different places in their life, and I don't think that should have even came about. But I get it, like, because there's been that separation in the world that Dompier should be with Dompiers, and like the whole like breeding thing has been an issue. So I get that why Eddie would want to try with a Dompier, because they're of the same group, but the personalities totally don't mesh well.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, Alice, I completely agree. The jewelry tracker was such an amazing idea.
What do we think about Sydney and her witchery business?
Oh my God, Sydney's blood. I still stand by my theory. I think she's like Maroy or something. I don't know. Who else's blood tasted really bad? Just Sydney's, right?
No.
No, the other guy who was Lee. in the first
Mhm.
one. His blood tasted bad too. So far we have only 2 people whose blood tasted bad. Was Lee, who came back from being a Strigoi, and then we have Sydney.
Y'all are hyping this up way too much. I will just throw that out there.
What?
You're hyping it way too much up here.
Really? She's just
About the blood tasting bad.
Oh.
I mean, there is a specific reason, but you guys are like so beta with this, and you're getting way too into the story. It's a very simple explanation.
Magic. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because the Morroys do magic.
You'll find out.
How do we feel about like Sydney's perspective, like changing with like how her views on vampires are versus what she grew up believing? Like towards the end, she gets really mad that the lady in charge doesn't tell her.
I love that we get to see her evolution of
yes,
what her thought process is on vampires, and kind of like both eyes open. You kind of see her realize like what bias people have and how much that's really affected the organizations that it's each in play. And I love we get to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So the vampire hunters are the
Warriors of Light.
Warriors of Light. That's it. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot that happened in this book that I was just like, what?
What do you guys think about like Warriors of Light and the Alchemist? Like, do you guys think the Warriors of Light like have the right idea? Do you think that Alchemists just changed their mind because they got into like it's more business idea than the Warriors of Light are? Like,
I think the alchemists are just more evolved warriors of light, but in the end, I could see the alchemists turning really bad. Like, I have a feeling that's going to happen. They're going to start, like, once they start figuring out how to kill Strigoi, I have a feeling they're going to go after the Moroi and the Dompiers. I think they're going to, I can't see them, like, staying loyal to the Morois and the Dompiers for sure.
right, we've already seen them swap on Warriors of Light. Like, loyalty is not their greatest aspect.
Right.
Do we think that Sydney is going to drop out of the Alchemist?
For sure. Oh, for sure.
Like, the more that she spends time with the vampires?
Mm-hmm. I do, 100%. Because she started, like, she even told herself, like, what was it? They're in the car with Adrian, and Adrian, what did he ask her? Like, would you rather be with a bad person or with a good vampire? Something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, a good vampire. All the feels.
Haley says definitely not Hufflepuffs or Gryffindors. Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, like, I definitely think alchemists are 100% Ravenclaws. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yes, go Hufflepuffs. Do we want to break in the different groups of which the house would be each? Like, okay, so obviously we've already said Ravenclaw, like alchemists or Ravenclaws.
But I think Sydney has a little Gryffindor in her. She reminds me so much of Hermione.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not just a Ravenclaw. But I'm talking about, like, organizations. So, like, Warriors of Light, I would say Gryffindor.
Warriors
like, they... Yeah, because Warriors of Light are total Gryffindors. They literally go into battle, like, with one idea in mind of victory.
Exactly.
Of having No, the Slytherin is cunning. Gryffindors are all about the glory.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Harry and Ron and Hermione aren't necessarily all about the glory. I don't know.
Look it up. It says Gryffindors are glory seeking, and they don't fully think things through. They go into battle like at moment's notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
The glory drives them. That's
But they're
totally
just
Warriors of the Light.
But Gryffindors are really smart too. The Warriors of Light are so dumb.
Yeah, but that's like subjective because it doesn't say like, there's a dumb house either.
That's true. That's true. Okay, I can see your point.
I totally think because in their mind they think that they're doing like the right thing. They're dumb because they go into it against something that's a higher being, but that they're total Gryffindors.
Yeah, it's so hard to like put the villain in Gryffindor because that stigma of Slytherin's bad, Gryffindor's good. But I can see it.
But I love that we have that though. Like that easily shows how Gryffindors could be bad, and I like that we get to see that. So in this breakup, then, like, what are like the witches, or do we not know enough about them to classify them yet?
I don't think we know enough about them yet. I would say Hufflepuff. Because so her teacher isn't necessarily all book.
Right.
I'd say Hufflepuff. What do you think? Or Ravenclaw? Huffleclaw?
Yeah. I think probably the witches are probably more Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're like not afraid of a fight, but they're wanting homeostasis. They want everything to be evened out.
Yeah. Ravenclaw? Okay. So Haley and Alice think Ravenclaw.
They do have to do like setting up on stuff to fully understand things.
Mm-hmm. But there's also, she's like, they're not so like scientific. She's like, you have to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
What about like Moroi? Is that what we're doing? Like the groups like that? Like, yeah. So we've got Dom Piers and Moroi is next. Dom Piers are 100% Gryffindor.
Yes, I totally agree.
Okay. I'd say Moroi are Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. Like a lot of Moroi believe that like you can't use like a lot of like I see some Moroi. I don't know. Moroi is so hard because
there's such a wide group of them. Yeah, they don't have a group mind.
Yeah, because we've got some that are in Hufflepuff, some that are in Gryffindor, and I remember we did this back when we did Bloodlines. Blood Promise, whatever. The last man we put all of them in categories. But
I think it's hard to do Moroi and Dompier. I mean, Dompier is pretty like-minded, but I think Moroi is so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. What do we think, Jill? Because we did not do Jill.
Oh, Jill is total Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. She's such a little sweet bean.
Yeah. I love Jill. Okay. I love the modeling humor, like the side stuff that she does. I think it's just so funny how like this random character just keeps popping up. Will you model for me? Will you model for me? And then eventually like she like does and she gets like sucked into it. I think it's just like a fun little side thing.
And I like that we get to talk about like body positivity, and that part's brought up about it because Sydney is so not body positivity, and she talks about watching Jill being so much more comfortable in her body, and she doesn't realize that she also needs to adjust her idea, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. She's like a size 4.
Mm-hmm. So she's also tiny.
Yeah. Leah. Which one's Leah again?
There's no Leah. I don't know what. Wait, who's Leah?
Who's Leah?
I'm so confused now.
Me too. Which one? The model lady? Is it Leah? I don't think so.
What do we think about Jill and Micah?
Oh, so cute, but I'm still rooting for
Eddie?
Yeah. It doesn't have her. I can't find her name.
Maybe it is Leah, but
it could be. It could be. It very well could be.
What do we think about what's her name getting attacked?
Who?
The one who used to be a Sturgoy.
Oh! Oh, crap. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
We are sucking at names.
Sonia!
Yes.
Oh, my God. Sonia Karp.
Yeah, what do we think about that getting, like, and her getting attacked and then having, I love that we get to see Sydney being a part of that and getting to see it.
Yeah, I love Sydney. I thought it was really interesting how Eddie's like, Sydney, I can teach you how to, like, defend yourself.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that we get to see her take defense classes. I loved that, especially with Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
And then when she had that like snap realization, like, oh my gosh, I just wrapped my arms around him and didn't even think about it. And like, I love that we get to see Adrian take the step back and being like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, like, Sydney's mind is there. Like, Sydney could totally be a Dompier. She's got that mindset of it. Like, but she just needs to get more, like, physically in shape and, like, learn how to, because, I mean, Dompiers train, like, Eddie, you know, they train for years. So she just needs a little bit of, like, she wants to fight. She just needs to know how.
See, and I took it as she doesn't want to fight. She just doesn't want to be helpless. And that felt very Ravenclaw to me, is that she just wants the control. She doesn't necessarily want to go after them. She just wants the control.
Okay. Or she wants to, like, participate. Like, she wants to fight back. Like she doesn't want to cower in the corner if she's being attacked.
Right. Like, she wants to be able to save herself type of thing. She's not a damsel.
Exactly. Yeah, she doesn't want to be a damsel in distress.
Yes. And I love that, like, that's another, we get to see different types of strong women from Michelle Mead, and we get to see that.
Yes, I love that.
I also liked that we get to see Jill kind of realize that she needs to be more responsible, and she, like, even apologizes to Sydney for not, taking, she's like, I should have controlled Angeline, like, I should have been more like you, and I like that we get to see Jill kind of, like, mature in that bit.
Yeah, and then especially at the end, she's like, when that model lady ended up using her with the scarf, she was like, I should have realized I shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm. I love the potpourri. Yes, I love the magic stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Like, oh, I knew there was like, there's no way they're letting her go in there defenseless.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Were you expecting it to go any other way? Like,
I didn't think that Sydney and Adrian would kiss so soon. Maybe because in the first series in Vampire Academy, they kiss in the first book. Never mind. I was gonna say
they slept each other in the third book.
They will. Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind.
It just feels like so much because it's so developed. It feels like such a long time.
You're right. And they actually kiss they almost slept together in the first one, but they stopped themselves. So
yeah.
Okay. What was the question again?
Did you think that it was gonna ever like? Did you think the way that the whole thing went down? Were you expecting that?
Like between Adrian and Sydney, or just like
no, when she went to the Warriors of Light.
Oh
to
yeah.
go, like, econ.
Oh yeah. I actually thought Sonia was gonna get. I thought they were gonna kill her. I was actually shocked that she didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like a huge wow factor. But I knew that like Dimitri and I knew that they were all gonna show up like 100%.
I love that we get to see Dimitri in such a different light this way, and I like
Mhm.
that. I love the like attitude between Adrian and Dimitri's still like the bigger person and is like it's fine. He can be a little shit. Like it's fine. And I like that we get to see him being like, everybody loves Dimitri.
Yeah, yeah. And I love how he stood up for Sydney. Like he's trying
Yes.
so hard to like, you know, ease her into the situation and not push her. And I love when like they were asking for her blood and like all this stuff. He was like, no, absolutely not. Like, leave her alone.
And like I like that when they do those intense things, you kind of see like the people who are spirit magic is like, like just kind of like taken aback, like watching her and like that both of them like stick up for each other and like you watch their relationship type of thing. I like love that. It's because like the auras.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And I like that we get to see Adrian being like full circle too, and then finally like getting through and being like not being snarky about Dimitri.
Mm-hmm. I hope that Dimitri and Adrian become decent friends. Like I don't see them becoming like best. Well, they could. It could go either way, but now that he's found somebody, now that, you know, I'm hoping that that Adrian and Sydney are OTP. So now that he's found his person, I'm really hoping that like he doesn't share as much animosity towards Dimitri anymore. And him and like, because I could see them, you know, I could see them be like really good friends and just allies.
Mm-hmm. So what are we hoping to see in the next book?
Definitely more Sydney and Adrian for sure. See, it's interesting because like I don't even know how to predict, you know? Because like in Vampire Academy, like different things happened at the end of each book. Like we never like Dimitri turning Strigoi, like what? You know? That came out of nowhere. So I'm hoping that we'll see a little bit more of Sydney like magic. I'm really hoping like at the end of the book she'll have, because a lot can happen in a book. So I'm really hoping that she grows and she's like, you know what? Okay, I want to learn this magic stuff. So I'm hoping that we learn more with that. I want her to accept the magic. I really want to see more between like just like relationship between Adrian. I want them to be like together at the end of the next book. Because how many books are there? 6?
Yes, we have 4 more.
Okay. So we would be halfway through the series. So yeah, I would like to maybe see them almost together. I'd like to see Eddie and Angeline not be together.
So everybody's saying more witch stuff, and I'm totally on board with more witch stuff. I'm loving that. I don't remember what his like. I remember as I go, but I don't remember. I couldn't tell you what the big twist is because usually there's one big twist in these, and I couldn't
remember what it is.
I don't remember what it is in this one. But I like remember the like turn of events. But I will say, like, how far are we wanting Sydney and Adrian to be together? Because like in the 3rd book in Vampire Academy, they had slept together. Do you think that it's going to be that intense on this 3rd of the book?
No. Because they almost lived together in the first. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't be mad. Like, I want to see them together, but I don't think that Sydney's going to grow that much. I think if they take their relationship to the next level, I think it'll be book 5.
So
5 or 6, maybe.
Trevor's ridiculous because he is he like I said is rereading these, or he's reading them for the first time, and he doesn't know. And so like the beginning of Golden Lily, he Googled the spoilers and he was like, do Adrian and Adrian and Sydney get together? And I was like, you're not supposed to look up spoilers.
Oh no.
I gave him so much crap for that. And I was like, oh, it's terrible.
I will say this, if Adrian and Sydney do not end up together like Rose and Dimitri, I will be so mad. I will be so mad. Like, not even a little bit angry. Like, I will be like really angry.
You like this series already more than Vampire Academy, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm still like, I will always be Dimitri is my number 1. So yeah. Vampire Academy, like, and that one's just a little more like action-packed than this series. But I love this series too. But I mean, Vampire Academy will always be my number 1. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Vampire Academy better, or do you guys like Bloodline series better? And yes, Haley, the covers are awful.
Yes, they're so bad. Poor Rochelle Mead, all of her book covers are so bad. No, you looked up the spoiler.
Okay. Yeah, but Haley's has already read them before.
Yeah, I think what I love so much in this one is I love the science. I really love the science. I'm so nerdy and I love like biology and all that stuff and chemistry and science. So seeing like Sydney work with like the tattoo, the girl who was having a seizure with the tattoo.
I loved all this.
That was
I'm so into seeing girls in science and books. I'm like, I champion it so hard. I love it.
Yeah. Like in Vampire Academy, we don't really get to see like the Dompiers. Even like, we didn't see too much schooling. A lot of it was like Lissa learning spirit and then Rose passing her guardian test. Like, we didn't see a lot of science and behind it and stuff, you know? So I think I love this series a little bit more because of that. And like, I'm loving the witch stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
And I will say, we do get to see a lot more of that come into play. I'm not going to say how, so it's not going to be spoilers, but we do get a lot more of that in the books that we get to see it going on.
I have a theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, my theory, okay. So, obviously, Sydney is not mortal. Or that's my theory. Something's, like, she's not mortal. Like, something's going on. She's either a witch. She's got some sort of magical ability in her, okay? So, she's not, like, 100% human. And I have a theory that the alchemists are going to find out. And then the tables are going to turn. And like, she's going to end up being outcasted for that reason.
So at the, like, in this book, we see like that she has the willpower to be able to learn these spells, and she has the dedication. Do you think that they are humans just like being able to channel it, or do you have to have some witchy power to do this? Because, like, how does Miss Terwilliger, like, spot another witch? You know what I mean? Or is it just a human who has that dedication to learn it?
Kind of like a Doctor Strange type of...
Yeah. I love that. That's, like, a perfect example.
Yeah. I think in this book... Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because it's never really explained. Like, how do you pick your prodigy?
Okay. Okay. The reason I don't think that's the case here is because she hasn't been trained enough. Doctor Strange trains for months and months before he can finally get a little spark going. Versus Sydney, she just copies a couple spells here and there, And yeah, I guess she is like, well, I guess she has been learning the spells and stuff, but
she already has that personality that she is diligent about the spells and learning, and like that's just her nature.
I guess I don't know, it's too like, because I hate that trope where like you learn that you've got like you're able to do something and then all of a sudden you're like amazing at it. What?
The chosen one?
No, not necessarily the chosen one. I love the chosen one trope, but I like the chosen one when you have to work. You know, like you can't just like Harry Potter, like he's not the best wizard, you know, like Hermione's way better than him and he screws up and he's not the top of his class, you know. He has to like learn how to be the chosen one. And I love that. So I hope it doesn't end up being like that, where like all of a sudden she's like super good at it.
See, I think that any human in this world, in this situation, could be a witch. You just have to have the dedication to learn it and be committed and have that like.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being like a special thing that she's a witch. That like, you know what I mean? Like that she has it's like still immortal type of thing.
Interesting, Alice. Is it Sydney's mom who's the witch and maybe she hides it and it gets passed on? See, I don't know because her blood tasted funny. So unless that's like not even something to like, is it because she's an alchemist? But they already said no.
Y'all will find out.
When do you find out? Book 3? When do you find out?
I don't know. Because it's not that big of a deal. Like, y'all are, like, expecting it to be some, like, giant part of the book, and it's not that big of a part of the book.
Okay. I'll lower my expectations. Did anyone taste her mom's blood?
Everybody's going to testing here.
Okay, so back to my theory. Say she is mortal. I think that Sydney's gonna end up doing something with magic, whether she's mortal, not mortal. Either way, she's gonna start using magic.
That's her calling.
What?
That's her calling.
Yeah, I think she's gonna start using magic, and the alchemists are gonna completely reject that. And because there's no more books after this series, so obviously we've got to have some sort of like, epic climax. I think that the alchemists are going to go after anybody. I think they're going to end up becoming like the Warriors of Light or whatever. Like they're going to end up going after everyone who has magic or is not like strictly human. And I think she's going to end up, either way, I think she's going to end up getting dumped as an alchemist. Not to mention with her relationship with Adrian, that's going to come out. And they're gonna definitely go after her for that too. So that's my
drama.
What?
Drama. We got so much drama like waiting us.
I know.
Okay, I'm totally putting Covenant series on my TBR.
Okay, so I've read half of the Lux series by Jennifer Armentrout, and I actually ended up DNFing them, not because they were bad, but just because like I really enjoyed the first one, I enjoyed the second one, but like halfway through the third one, I was just like, it wasn't grabbing my attention as much. And this was like 3 years ago, and I just decided to like, I wasn't going to finish them, so I ended up donating them.
I still have mine.
Yeah.
This is only the 2 books because it's Obsidian and Onyx.
Yeah. So I read Obsidian and Onyx, and then I got halfway through, I think, Opal. And it was like, what?
It's chunky.
Yeah, it is. It kind of gave me Twilight vibes a lot of Twilight vibes. So
it might be good like during readathons.
Yeah, it's a quick read. Like I read the first one really fast. It's cute. It's good.
160 pages.
Yeah,
it's on my TBR, obviously.
I just I don't know. I ended up unhauling them. Not because they were bad, but just because like I knew I was never going to go back and read them. But it's like Twilight, except the main guy is an alien, not a vampire.
Taking a picture of the chat so I know what books to get that's like Vampire Academy.
Oh, okay.
I am always in for recommendations that are like Vampire Academy.
Yeah. The Covenant. I haven't read The Covenant.
Oh, good. I didn't. So I am totally jumping into this book, like especially since we have BookTubeathon starting. I gotta fill my TBR. Y'all have inspired me, and I'm gonna do it this week.
Yes, let's do it. Let's participate in the BookTubeathon. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do like daily videos because they have like their video challenges.
Oh yeah, I'm totally just gonna vlog the entire week, but I'm not doing daily uploads.
I might maybe like do 1 or 2 of their challenges. But yeah, I'm like, yes, I wanna participate now because I want to read. Which one is your favorite of the series? I think I've asked you this before, Hannah.
It's probably one of the end ones, to be honest. I mean, I couldn't tell you because I haven't read them in a long time, but I'm sure it's one of the end ones because I remember the most at the end.
Okay. Now, out of the entire series with Vampire Academy, which one is your favorite? Like your
book-wise?
Yeah. Of the 12 books.
I will answer that once I've finished all of these because I don't fully remember. I'm sure my favorite is probably going to be like Blood Promise.
Okay. Just like you know, you can enjoy like Vampire Academy series better, but maybe your favorite book was in the Bloodline series.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably will be in Vampire Academy, but it's hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. I'm curious. I'm curious as like how the story is like gonna progress.
It's got a great arc.
Yeah, like just the way it ended. Oh, when she like leaves Adrian's apartment and he's just like standing in their doorway watching her go. Oh my God. So good. So good. Okay, actually, question. How did you feel about Adrian not going after her when she like ran away after he kissed her?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, so he kisses her and then he's like, I want to be with you. And she's like, no, I can't do this. And she leaves. And like, as she's like walking out of his apartment, she turns back and he's literally watching her leave. He's in the doorway watching her leave and she leaves. Like he doesn't go after her.
This is the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Alice on this. He's respecting her boundaries because she has like it's literally going to be earth-shattering for her to change her mind. Yes. Like this is such a huge thing. So I like that he's not pressuring her. Like it would be very romantic if he did, but it's like I get it. Like I like that he gets that it's so hard for her to overcome this.
Yeah, like at first I was like, go after her, what are you doing? But then after a little while, I was like, oh, okay, I understand why he didn't, because like being aggressive about it is not the way to get to Sydney.
Yes, exactly. She has to come to it on her own terms. She's very independent that way.
Yes. I think I might have asked you this before, but who do you prefer to be in? Whose point of view do you prefer? And do you think Rochelle Mead did a really good job at like distinguishing between being in Sydney's point of view and being in Rose's?
I think, yes. I think they're different enough. They have a lot of the same good qualities, but I think they're different enough that it feels like two different books. It's not like the same book.
So like if someone gave you a passage to read from like any like from the Golden Lily, like or the Bloodline series, and then Vampire Academy, do you think you'd be able to tell the difference?
I think so. Because they have different snark.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, Alice, but I don't recommend reading more Rochelle Mead books.
So I read like a couple of chapters in Soundless, and it was not good.
And The Glittering Court is not great either.
Yeah, so
she made a good world, and she made the writing really good in these ones, but otherwise it's not great in the other ones.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I love Rochelle Mead's writing. It just flows so well.
So what do you think? Do you think that they're different enough?
Yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised because I was worried going into a spin-off series and just being like, oh my God, we're in first person again. You know, I feel like all I'm going to think is Rose. You know, I'm going to have trouble going back and forth between the two. And I feel like I haven't had that issue. Like Sydney has such a unique and her own personality. Like Rochelle Mead just did an amazing job with characters in this series. So,
So what perspective do you prefer being in?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard question, actually. I don't know. What do you?
I think I like Sydney's versus Adrian's. I think I like Sydney's.
You mean versus Rose?
Do we not see Adrian in this?
Adrian's not first person.
Why am I thinking? Haley, since this is a reread for you, do we eventually get Adrian's perspective? I thought we did later. I just thought we'd already had it. Maybe we haven't.
No, we haven't had Adrian's perspective. Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
Now I'm gonna like hype you up for something if it doesn't happen. I thought
it's okay. I mean, I'm not expecting because we didn't get Dimitri's perspective in Vampire Academy.
I know, but I think I really thought that we had Adrian's perspective later on.
No, I mean all I've had is Sydney's.
Okay, so I'm thinking of it. It's hard for me to think of this series and not think of it as a whole series instead of an individual book, even though I haven't read them in a while. Okay, so I'm glad that Haley thinks that we do too, and I'm not just like going crazy. That we're gonna get Adrian's perspective later.
That would be really cool.
Between Sydney and Rose.
Yeah.
I think I like Sydney's perspective better only because Rose has to deal with Lissa's craziness. Oh, what did we think about Jill in the spirit bound there and having it, we see like it being shared like through the bond between Adrian and Jill?
What do you mean?
Like the fact that she can like get drunk off of him and things like that. Like, what do we think about that?
Because we didn't see that with Lissa. No, we did see that with Lissa and
barely.
Barely though.
But we see like okay. We see a lot of how spirit affects Jill in this one, and I like that we get to see that a lot more. But before we only saw really like how the darkness affected Rose.
It's also interesting because is this the first like both Maroys are spirit bound? Because in Vampire Academy, it's always Maroy Dampier.
I think so. I also like find it very amusing that we see like Jill like attracted to Sydney because she's getting those vibes through the bond through Adrian, and I find that very amusing.
I love that. I love
like, it's weird, but it's weird, but it's very funny to like watch happen.
It was very subtle because she kept like saying these weird things to her, like gazing at her and like, oh, your hair looks so pretty and that color. At first, like it was, you know, Jill being Jill, like, oh my gosh, she looks so, you know, like just being like a girl, you know, just being fashionable, I guess you could say. But then afterwards, it became like a little strange. And then I was like, oh my gosh, she's reacting because this is what Adrian's thinking.
I love that.
Because I feel like we didn't see that as much with Lissa. Like, Lissa and Rose never had any sort of feelings toward Christian.
Well, because
No?
in Vampire Academy, Rose goes and she's like, I wish I could stop thinking about my best friend's boyfriend like this. But she was very aware of her feelings. Jill, not so much. I don't think Jill understands that she feels these feelings towards Sydney because of Adrian. She just was I don't think she fully gets it. And Rose, since we're in her head, we can see stop thinking this way, like gross type of thing, because she understands that it's.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because when they're sleeping together, and she feels what Lissa's feeling, and she jumps in her head. She's like, "Why? No, get out! I don't want to feel this," type of thing.
Yes. Okay, you're right.
But I don't think that Jill fully gets that she is feeling romantic feelings towards Sydney, coming from Adrian. I think that would be I don't think it actually happens, but I really wish we get to see a scene between Jill being like, can you tone down your feelings a little bit, because I'm so sick of being attracted to my
Yes, I want to see that. But I don't think Jill just seems so innocent. She just doesn't know.
Yeah. But I did like that we saw when Adrian kind of went on a bender and went with those girls, and Sydney was like, oh my gosh, is she feeling these things? Like, she's innocent. Like, don't make her go through that in your head, type of thing. Yeah.
But I think in this one, he did a lot better than in the first one. In the first one, he wasn't as, he didn't care so much, but he went an entire, he went an entire week without smoking, and then I don't think he got drunk at all. Did he get drunk at all in the Golden Lily?
Yeah, he was drunk at the Halloween dance.
You're right, he was.
Can we also talk about how such a sweet, tender moment it was that she drank entire Slurpee, and the fact that he believed her it was sugar-free, come on. Yeah. Come on. But I liked that we saw her sacrifice that just to cheer him up, and I'm like, oh.
I love that she's addicted to coffee too.
Yes, and latte. That's great.
So will Sydney eat the gelato? Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I love this series so much. Okay.
It's really, really good. Okay, now I just want to start. Okay, I need to buy them. I haven't bought them yet. I don't know why. They're available on ebook and on audiobook. So I'm just I'll buy them when I buy them. Because I
will agree though, the covers are terrible.
Yeah.
Do you think she would have thought or would have known after the first series not to do that? That's terrible.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed listening to them. So it's I don't know. Do I really want to buy them if I'm listening to them? I don't know. I'll probably end up buying them. What's the next one? The Indigo something?
Indigo Spell.
Is it the or just Indigo?
The Indigo Spell.
The Indigo Spell. Okay, let me see. And really quick before we wrap up, once again, our book for next month is going to be A Study in Charlotte.
I know, I always try to figure out who's on the covers too. Also, if you take a look though, the guy has a tattoo too, but it's not a gold tattoo.
Who is that?
I don't remember.
That's not Adrian.
No, because I'm pretty sure this guy is supposed to be Adrian.
Okay, this is another thing that drives me insane. That guy is not the same as the guy on Bloodlines.
Yeah, he is.
It is?
He 100% is. Let me get the other. You could literally put their faces together because of the terrible half face thing that's going on.
Oh, you're right. It is. Okay. What about Golden Lily?
Can we talk about that? That's a perfect fit. They literally took the picture and then just chopped it and made it another book. That's terrible.
Is so bad. Marcus. Who's Marcus again?
Yes, I think it is Marcus.
Wait, who's Marcus?
Marcus is the alchemist that got kicked out. That they're I don't know who this Marcus guy is. And she's Haley's like, that's terrifying. Marcus is the guy that they like.
I thought he was older.
Yeah, I think he is older. They got a young model, but I think that's what it is.
Interesting. I thought for a second it could be Trey.
Yeah, because it does look kind of tribal-y. But his tattoo's not on his face.
You're right, it's on his back. And it's done.
Okay. Do we have anything else to say before we wrap this puppy up?
No. I'm good.
Except I'm really excited and stay tuned for our vlogs because we're both gonna be jumping into this.
I know. I'm gonna start probably tomorrow, I think. Are you gonna start tonight?
I gotta finish cheerleaders because I want to do a review because this doesn't come out or it comes out on the 31st or something. So I gotta hurry up and finish it and then film and edit a review.
Yeah. I think I might film my booktubeathon TBR tomorrow.
Yeah. Live show is to be determined.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't have my schedule that far out in advance.
Yeah.
We will let you know.
Yep. I know, I wish we could do so much further in advance, but it's so hard with work. Our schedules change.
Yeah, both of our schedules are changing. So we'll let you know. Make sure you're watching our Twitters because that's usually when we talk about it.
Oh, I'll have to read slow. I know. I read this book. That's why it's a lot of it is kind of foggy. I'm forgetting because I finished The Golden Lily within a week, the first week of July. So
I know. I got to take notes next time.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So thank you all for coming to the live show, and we will see you next month on my channel for Indigo Spell and Study in Charlotte.
Yes.
I'll be stalker. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye. Stop broadcasting.